Hey guys, we're finally here at the video for the completed update, upgrade, everything on my V drums. I started off with a TD4 almost 10 years ago, really tiny rack, MDS4 rack, TD4 module, 2 cymbals, 3 toms, 1 snare, the hi-hat, that's it. And then eventually went up to the TD11 like you guys saw with the extra 4th tom and extra cymbal. And now, in light of recent events, my life, mental health and all that stuff, which we can go into in detail if you guys want in another video or a little bit on this one, whatever. I decided to make my mental health tool, drums, something to keep me busy, better and a little bit more up to speed with what I want to do. I am by no means a professional drummer at all. I haven't taken any courses or whatever. I just love the drums. They really help me with emotional stuff, mental stuff, life stuff, whatever. And it's just a lot of fun. It's good for your health in a lot of ways. So I wanted it to be, I don't know, more fun, more expressive, bigger, and all that stuff compared to what I used to have. So far, one of the main reasons why also that I forgot to mention was why I started upgrading was I had been playing the drums so often that I worsened my tinnitus. So I started getting a little bit crazy with the acoustic noise of the drum set and the insulation of my headphones. So that kind of kicked off the whole upgrade process. It started off by simply changing from the PD8 rubber pads to PDX8 pads. Now, I know these aren't the best mesh heads you could get, but for acoustic noise, dual triggering, and feel, they were the cheapest price to performance that I could afford right now because I don't have that much income at the moment. So I decided to go with these. As you can see, my first rack tom here, I modified it a little bit. This is a PDX8, but it's the old design for the mesh head and the ring where they are separate. So I took the ring out, I sanded it down, cleaned it, and I painted it matte black to, I don't know, just differentiate it a little bit and maybe kind of give the impression that it's the smaller tom because the black kind of makes it look a little bit smaller. And I just thought it looked cool with the silver screws around it. And the rest are all PDX8s, all mesh. I have my Crash 1, Crash 2 are CY12 RCs. I put my last CY12 RC as my hi-hat instead. I know that's not common, but because I wanted to use my little CY5 down there as like a China or maybe like a second hi-hat, like always closed or something, I don't know. Eventually I'd like to work out something with that to maybe have like 2 hi-hats, 2 pedals going, I don't know. And I upgraded from a KD8 to a KD9. I know it's nothing crazy, but again, acoustic noise was a big improvement and the feel is pretty good too. Like you guys saw in my last video, this beauty here is the Iron Cobra 900 Power Glide, dual pedal. Everything's been set up. They're both sitting on Roland noise eaters right here, here. And I upgraded from the FD8 to the FD9 Roland hi-hat control pedal. And then the big upgrade that powers all this fun stuff is this bad boy. I went from a TD11 to a TD27. Again, I know all this stuff seems expensive, but I sold a bunch of stuff. I got some deals, I traded some stuff and whatever because I'm not working right now, so I had to be careful with that. So I tried to do this budget friendly, but also be like dope. And, you know, like I said, mental health practice, brain training and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. On the floor, because I live in an apartment, I used to have a stage set up with 3 pieces of plywood. In between each would have these foam mats that I have now. But it was just getting to the point where like the wood was just making a mess everywhere and it was creaking and whatever. And like I already invested in those noise eaters there for the people downstairs. And like there's only so much I can do. Like everybody else makes noise around here and I did my best, right? Like I already spent money on those two noise eaters last year and the extra foam acoustic pads and stuff. So I mean, at the end of the day, like everybody lives their stuff, right? The person downstairs plays guitar. I don't say anything about that, so that's okay. As you can see back there, my old trusty Roland RH200, headphones. Those are the silver ones, RH200S. I upgraded from that to the Sennheiser HG300 Pros. Sorry for the quality. I do not know why that's happening. But yeah, these are dope. The noise reduction is insane. It's minus 32 dB, which is amazing. The sound is very natural, very true to what the module is putting out. So it's not as fun and bright and Roland-like as the RH200s, but for doing YouTube videos, covers, properly creating your own drum kit, and literally hearing what the people are going to hear if you play for them, those Sennheisers are really good. So that's why I went with that. There was a couple of other models like the 770s I was looking at. Like a lot of people suggest those and stuff, but like I said, with the tinnitus and all that stuff, that was really on my mind and was a really important thing. And I was really making it worse by just cranking up the volume all the time instead of like insulating my RH200s better. This really was not smart on my part. So I was really focused on my ear health as well as the most natural sound that could be produced, so that if I ever do covers for you guys or I ever record a video, I know that what I'm hearing in my earphones is what you guys are going to hear in the video or whatever. Whereas the RH200s, amazing headphones, are obviously one of my favorite sets, but they brighten up and like change the sounds of the modules a bit for it to sound awesome while you play, but it might not necessarily reproduce the exact sound that your module is actually putting out. So that's why I went with those headphones. For now, they're okay, and it's a good brand. I got a good deal on them. My friend at the store helped me out. Little thing here. You can see there's an Everlast pouch down there. No, this isn't sponsored or anything, but these tower kicks like shake and move around a lot, and that Iron Cobra pedal clamped on it so well that like it was rocking all over the place. The pedal even lifted up a bit, so I put some 3M dual lock under each component, the right foot pedal and the bass drum. And I also put, I think there's about 4 or 5 pounds, maybe 4 pounds. I think there's 3 inside the gray pack, and there's like a little pouch behind it, just to keep it a little bit more stable. And it's honestly completely fixed the problem. I cannot complain. The Iron Cobras are insane compared to the other pedals I had before, which weren't crappy. Well, the first set sucked, but the second one was a DW3000 double pedal. It was really nice, but this is just beyond anything I've ever played. And again, I'm not even a professional, and it's crazy the difference and adjustments you can do. The pedal feel, especially the slave pedal, is insane. It's a really, really, really nice setup. Sorry, I forgot to mention that the ride was also upgraded. Beforehand, my CY12 RC was my ride. Now I'm running a CY13R, which is dope. The bell works quite nicely. Rim and bow are awesome. So it's cool that most of my bigger cymbals are all, like, if you want to say it, 3-zone cymbals, so they can really go anywhere, which is what I like. It's just that, like, I'm running out of space on the rack sometimes, which is not really true. It's just that I have to figure out how to place stuff, which brings me to another upgrade. The rack here, the silver, well, sorry, not silver, the chrome curved pieces, these are Gibraltar 46-inch tubes. These are the longest ones I can find that fit the Roland set. I still have the MDS4 original ones, the really small ones. I'm going to keep them for maybe making a second small portable kit or something, but these curved pieces were what really opened up my drum set to let me comfortably put everything I wanted to put. And I think it was like the perfect addition to the rack in order for me to expand this the way I want to eventually in the future. This one here too is the same thing. This came with the TD4 rack, but it was a much smaller pipe that was here before, so I put the largest one. And again, not really an upgrade, but I just bought myself some new sticks. I use Vader 5A Los Angeles sticks. One of my favorite drummers uses Vader, so I picked those up and I really like them. And I have my little extra stick holder thing back there. Nothing crazy. And that's about it for the drum rack and all the new parts and stuff, beforehand, like I said, everything was either FD8, KD8, PD8, and one PDX with an entry level or mid range module and the small rack. Now everything is huge. I have a decent module in my opinion. I like the 27, it's pretty cool. And these pads are definitely better than the old CY8s that I used to use all the time for the cymbals and stuff like that. And the dual triggering on the PDX 8s versus the PD8s is a lot nicer, especially using splitters and stuff like that the way I used to. So that's a nice little upgrade there. And it's cool to have my little CY5 hi-hat hidden there for like an auxiliary cymbal or a China in this case, the way I have it set up right now. I haven't made any custom kits on the 27 yet, but there's a couple of drummers or drum sounds, I should say, and drum brands, I guess, that I'd like to mimic that I like. So I'm gonna get into that soon. One thing that I am not used to with this new module is it has so much stuff. It has Bluetooth, it has the digital triggers, it has a bunch of extra auxiliaries for extra pads and whatnot, versus the TD11 that I used to have, which had one extra auxiliary out for your second crash, I guess, and then you would just have to get splitters and split your dual pads to share the triggering. I forgot to mention this. It's not really an upgrade. I've had it for a while. It's just a little dollar store cell phone holder that doesn't really work well anymore. And that's about that for what I've done to the drum set in terms of hardware and upgrades and stuff. As for the rest of it, this kit has saved my butt for the past while now. I bought my first one 8 years ago, maybe. I played it for a year and a half or so, and then due to life circumstance, I had to move. And where I was living for the 5 years that followed, I only got to set up my drum set twice and play it for a total of, I don't know, maybe like 2 hours in the span of 5 years. And then when I moved here, after that ended horribly, I set up my drum set here in the living room and I just started playing. And when I got here, life had thrown quite a few nasty curveballs and nasty situations, people, whatever it is. And the drums became a big part of my mental health and emotional health, sort of like structure or pathway to get it better, I guess. And out of all the research I've done with Drummers High and, you know, how your brain works while you're playing and stuff, it really spoke to the things that I'm dealing with, that I struggle with, that I'm trying to make better in my life. And upgrading the kit just helped me get to a point where I felt like, okay, now that my tool is ready to go, now it just depends on me to get my stuff rolling and get it better and start practicing. And I'm not going to dive into too much detail unless you guys want to. Write in the comments if you want other videos. We can touch on these subjects of mental health and emotional health and awareness and stuff like that. I'd be more than happy to share my experiences, help everybody else out. I'm not perfect, but I've been around the block a couple of times. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. So this channel is going to be for everything. It's going to be a community. We're going to talk about music, movies, mental health, food, whatever you guys want. Everybody's welcome to pitch in and let me know what you guys want to talk about, and we can all tackle that together. Mental health is a real serious thing, and I think people need to band together in times of need, especially when you feel alone or you feel like you can't do it by yourself. It's hard to find people these days that are able to tolerate mental health and stuff like that. However, there are some still out there, and if you're lucky enough to find them, appreciate them, hold on to them, because if you treat them right, they'll never leave you. Anyways, back to the fun drum stuff. Now that I'm looking at it and you guys can see it, that drum throne is probably, out of the 5 black pipes that I'm still using, is the only thing from the original drum set that I bought off of some local guy here that actually ripped me off and sold me a broken module. That drum throne is like the only original piece that I actually have left. Everything else has been changed, cleaned, or replaced or whatever. So that's fun. I would like to get a better drum throne at some point, because this one, like, the adjustments don't work anymore. It's loose. But I mean, not having any money, I have a drum throne right now, so that's fine. But yeah, I think this is definitely a lot of fun, and it has definitely encouraged me to get behind the kit a bit more and have that little break that I feel like it gives me from my life when it's a little bit too overwhelming or a little bit too much, or it gets a little bit too heavy or whatever it is. It feels like there's just this sort of like invisible barrier that just gives me a bit of breathing room, a bit of time to not be stuck in my life, but just to step out and let it out a bit, you know? Like it helps me just have a break and change up my brain chemistry, get my blood flowing, get my nerves and stuff sending signals, and getting everybody working up and waking up and moving around. And it's helped a lot with my mental health journey. And I hope sharing this with you guys will help somebody else discover the same thing, and we can all do this together. Drumming is dope. It's fun. I would definitely like to actually start taking courses and becoming better at it and learning stuff. Now it's just my passion and my health and my desire for being better, my love for music. My father used to be a musician. My mother used to sing like there was no tomorrow. My dad's side of the family, there's guitarists and things all over the place, you know, and I think it's just in my family's DNA, or in my DNA, I should say, I guess, that creativity and art form and music and stuff like that is a big part of who we are. And I don't know, I'm happy that I'm able to find an instrument that lets me express it in a way that doesn't necessarily require me to take lessons and practice and do all the hard, boring stuff, when sometimes I just want to, people that love Led Zeppelin will get this, I just want to get the lead out sometimes. And like, sometimes just hammering away on the drums or fucking blasting away some double pedal or whatever it is just the release you're looking for, or just the therapeutic something that just, boom, your day feels a bit better. Sometimes when I'm having a crappy day, or I feel, I don't know, anxious or something aggravates me or whatever it is, I'll go bang out a song on the drums and I already feel like 30-40% better. Like I can deal with it myself and calm myself down the rest of the way, or just shrug it off and enjoy the rest of my time. It's a really good outlet. It's a really good stress reliever, and you get to express your creativity and help your creativity grow. And I think that helps us a lot. I think that everybody should try to find a good way that matches their personality, their feelings, their experience, to express how they are, how they feel, and what they're thinking, so that they don't always feel it bottled up inside, or they might not feel alone, because now you're letting it out, even if it's to yourself or to your drums or to your YouTube channel watchers or whatever it is, whoever's going to watch this video. I appreciate it. Again, comment, subscribe, like, all that stuff. I want to make a little community here where we can all chime in and we can all talk and we can all help each other out and relate to each other and collaborate, even other drummers, other musicians, singers, whatever. We all have songs that we like, or artists we like in common, or music, or movies, or instruments, video games, books, food, all that cool stuff. Like, I'd like to make this whole thing just like a place where we can all watch, we can all talk, we can all chime in, we can all contribute, we can all have fun, meet new people, make new friends, learn new stuff, experiences, suggestions, ways of looking at life, perception, all that cool stuff. I think this is a cool way for us to get to know each other, to start everything out, and then make something awesome. And, you know, who knows, maybe make new friends, new opportunities, new things in the process. Anyways, I know this is going long. I'm just going to wrap up. Thank you all for watching very much. I appreciate everything. Sorry again for the camera angle always being the same, but I just wanted to get some stuff out of the way, let you guys know what's going on, show you around, and let you guys know what's what. I hope you all enjoy this. I hope it can inspire some of you. If you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, you want to chat, you let me know what you guys think, what you guys want to talk about next, what you guys liked in this video, and I will catch everybody in the next one, and I wish you all a fantastic weekend and a great summer. Ciao.